Aggie men's golf back from a trip to the Palmetto State and the General Hackler Invitational, and here to talk about it on another edition of Higgins Hindsight is Texas A&M head men's golf coach J.T. Higgins and senior golfer Adria Arnus. I'm Jake Kaburski, and we welcome you inside 12 Man Studios. Guys, thanks for coming in this morning.
Good to be here, Jake.
So the General Hackler Invitational, a 6th place finish out of 15 teams there. Before we get into that, Coach, can you talk about that course? It was the Dunes Golf and Beach Club, a phenomenal course, great experience, one of the nicest golf courses I've personally been on.
It's a typical southern old style country club, except for it's right on the ocean, and there's giant alligators swimming around everywhere. But no, it's a great golf course. It was in phenomenal condition. They had it ready for tournament golf, and they set it up really nice for us. It was a really good event. It was the first time we'd been there, and really enjoyed our stay in Myrtle Beach. It was a first-class event, in all aspects. So we really had a great time.
6th out of 15 teams, as we talked about or mentioned earlier. Of those teams that finished ahead of y'all, most were from the East Coast, maybe the exception being Kent State. Being so close to home and maybe around that environment, does that give those East Coast teams maybe a little advantage playing at a venue like that?
I think so. Not having to travel. We've been traveling a lot. I also think that's the kind of course they play on every day. But those are excuses. I mean, we're a better team than that. We actually had a chance for a really nice finish, a 3rd or 4th. South Carolina played fantastic and kind of ran away with the event. But we played poorly the last 3 holes. And that gets you every time. We emphasize it at home. We talk about it all the time, that every tournament comes down to the last 3, whether you're playing to try and get 3rd place, 1st place, or not finish 6th. And so we were 5 over on the 18th hole alone the last day, and I think we were 4 shots out of 4th, and 7 shots out of 3rd. And there's some birdie opportunities in those last 3 holes as well. So we just didn't really take advantage of the finishing holes. And but other than that, the first 51 holes, I thought we played pretty good golf and were really competitive.
If you had to put a grade on it, how would you maybe grade your team's performance?
I'd probably say it was a C. It's kind of like, I guess, if you were putting a grade on it, you're a professor and someone wrote a really nice paper, but the end was terrible. If the ending sucked, then okay, well, you got a grade down for that. So it was probably a B until the last 3 holes.
Adria, you personally finished at a tie with your teammate Ben Crancer in 22nd. Not a bad finish, a large field in that tournament. How would you grade your performance? How do you think you did individually?
Well, in my opinion, I think I could have done a lot better. I never felt like I had my A game during the whole tournament, but managed to get some birdies out of the day and kept fighting until the end. Obviously, we didn't finish how we wanted, but it's a confidence to know that we can do a lot better.
That tournament was set up, the first 2 rounds were all combined into one day. It's 36 holes of golf. Adria, as a competitor, how do you stay locked in mentally and physically after being on the golf course for such a long period of time? It's about 11 hours of golf in one day. How do you stay locked in?
Yeah, well, we have some experiences with 36 holes this year. I think the last 2 events we played 36, so we have some knowledge how to handle it, but I can tell you it's not easy to be there 11 hours, as you said. And so basically you just keep going and try to have some fun, because if you don't, it's going to be a long day.
Absolutely, absolutely. Up next for y'all, next Monday, y'all start the Valspar Collegiate. Coach, coming off this performance, what are you expecting as far as performance-wise in Florida? It's another East Coast tournament, and can you talk about the field y'all will face?
Field's much more national, and there's not really a host school. The University of Houston is the host school there. So
okay.
The course is owned by Jim Crane, who owns the Astros.
Yeah.
And so he wanted Houston and A&M and Arkansas are the schools that he kind of has some ties to. He wanted those 3 schools there, and then they build around those 3 and invite the other schools in. We played there. We know the golf course. We've actually played very well there the last few years, so we're excited about that. The winner individually gets to play in the Valspar PGA event. That's what Greg Yates won this event last year, and then he played last week in the Valspar and had a 24th place finish, made a nice check. So that was good for him and great experience for him. So, I'm expecting us to play well. I think we got this week to get ready. We've been on a rotation of not having much time between tournaments where we can just get home, catch up on school, get our laundry done, and get back on another plane on the road. This we have a whole week to prepare. We're going to qualify this week to see who gets to go on the trip, and then by the time we get there, we should be rested and ready to go. So we're excited. I think we got through the toughest stretch of our season relatively unscathed, and got a win out of it, and a couple of nice third place finishes, and now we're kind of hitting the home stretch, trying to peak for the end of the year.
You mentioned that you have a little bit more time to prepare. Can you maybe go more into detail what the process is mentally and physically with a little bit of a gap like that, how you prepare for an upcoming tournament?
So we gave them yesterday off. They were on their own, so most of the guys came out and hit some balls and chipped and putted some. But hopefully they just got a lot of rest, the guys that traveled. The guys that were home, they should have been getting ready all along if they were doing what they were supposed to do. And then today we're qualifying at Miramont. So we're playing early at 10 o'clock. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock at Whispering Pines. And then Thursday, we're going to Blue Jack and playing at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we're letting them sleep in a little bit, get some rest, and then at the same time getting the golf done early enough in the day that they can work on their games afterwards, or they can use that time however they want to get caught up on their rest. So, and then Friday's a day off, to just get ready for travel, and Saturday we leave. So we should be in great shape heading over there.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to the best of luck at the Valspar Collegiate.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
And that'll wrap up another edition of Higgins Hindsights for head coach JT Higgins and senior golfer Adria Arnus. I'm Jacob Ersky saying so long from 12th Man Studios.